Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi. Oh, man, oh, shivets, as my grandmom used to say. Man, oh, shivets. How are you guys? How are you? How are you? Let's make sure this ring light is up. Oh, I like the orange. I like the orange look. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey, Adriana. How are you, girl? How are you? We're going to wait for some more people to get in. Girl, I'm tired. And the funny thing is, hey, Erica, what's up, boo? The funny thing is, y'all, I didn't do a whole lot today, but I tired. Doing good, eating dinner. You eating dinner? I was about to cook dinner, but I think baby Nista's cooking tonight, and I just got in the house, so something told me don't you cook nothing, don't you pick up nothing, cause baby Nista says she cooking. So I left out the kitchen. Okay. But we're just gonna wait and see if a few more people come in, y'all, before we start. I'm just writing down some notes from work, cause I just got back in the house, and if I don't write it down, I'm gonna forget. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. So what's going on, guys? What's going on? This is your Motivation Monday for today. I wasn't gonna get on here. I'm gonna be totally honest with y'all. I was not gonna get on here because I'm tired. I'm tired. Um, you have that pen? I know you do have that pen because you got that pen from me, honey. How you like it? I think I love these pens. They write, "Hey, Team You Finance, how are you, sweetheart? How are you? Thank you for coming in." Um, how do you like the way your pens write, Erica and Adriana? How do you like them? Cause I bought. Actually, oh my God, members, rest in my soul for the work week. I still never tried to get my pen to work. Erica, look, it. That's all you do, Erica. You turn it. That's it. It turns. That's it. I'm confused. What's so hard? Erica, what is so hard? What is so hard? My daughter talk about ain't nothing out. It's chicken breast out. She could cook the chicken breast. So anyway, yeah, they are good pens. I love the way they write. Slide right across the page. Um, okay. She's not cooking, so I'm gonna have to cook. She's doing something else. Anyway. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Sundar SSG. How are you, sweetheart? I'm not sure what that is in the comment. I'm not sure, but thank you everybody for coming in. This is your Motivation Monday, guys. So the last 2 weeks, as you guys know, I've been pressing my way. I've been pressing and pressing and pressing my way to do as much stuff as I can in the headspace that I was in. And when I say the headspace wasn't headspacing, it really wasn't. Oh, that was a pen? You about to try it? Um, it wasn't. Like I said, when I came home from vacation, most people come home from vacation and they're all like vibrant. They feel good. Everything is great. They're energized. Like y'all know, soon as I came home from vacation, everything just hit. I mean, I had financial hit at the financial hit at the financial hit. And my paycheck that I was supposed to get after I came home, I did not even get paid. I still do not have that paycheck. Okay. I contacted my job and they're telling me that the bank it was sent to did not reject it. It's just a whole lot of back and forth. And meanwhile, this is a new pay cycle coming in this week. And I thank God that I have been taking care of my finances, because if I was not taking care of my finances the way I have been, I would not have been able to buy that storm door. and I would not have been able to buy that new toilet that I just had to buy. So that's why I'm getting on here today to tell you guys, do not give up on yourselves. Do not give up on yourselves. I know it seems like everything may be stacked against you. The odds may be stacked against you. The money is it's more outcome than income. You see what I'm saying? I understand sometimes your friends, your family may be weighing on you. People are expecting you to show up for them and you can't even show up for yourself. I'm telling you right now that everything will work out for you if you put you first. That's number one. You have to put yourself first. Now, that doesn't mean treat people like crap. That doesn't mean talk about people, put people in bad positions. No, that's not what that means. What it means is find some peace for yourself. Okay. And then once you find some peace for yourself, then try to put the pieces of the puzzle together that are all scattered throughout your life. Figure out what it is that you need to do for yourself to be whole. Okay, because a lot of us cannot get our finances together. We can't get our mental health together. We can't get relationships together because we're just all over the place. We're scattered. And let me tell you one thing that is a big reminder. Like if you go into someone's home and their home is all scattered and everything is all over the place, it lets you know that their mental is not in the right place. If you talk to someone and they never have what they need to make ends meet, it's because their mind is not in the right place. I had to realize that my finances and my surroundings are a reflection. Okay. Time for this word. Oh, hi, Tanya. How are you? I had to realize that my mind is a reflection, a big reflection in my surroundings, in my relationships, and in my finances. When your mind is not stable, your finances will never be stable. And I'm not saying, oh, you just don't have enough money. I'm telling you, when your mind is in the right place, you will find a way to make more money. I'm going to say it again. People sit around and act like, woe is me. There is ways to make money. You just have to find out what is the way that best suits you. And the only way you can figure that out is by getting your mind in the place where it needs to be. Get the pieces of the puzzle that's all scattered around and start putting those pieces together in the correct order. In order for you to get your house in order, you need to put the pieces of the puzzle of your mind that are all over the place. You need to put them in the correct order. That is the only way. Let me tell you something. I was scatterbrains and I refuse. And I said and told myself, I refuse to blame everything on ADHD. Yes, I do struggle with ADHD. Yes, I do struggle with completing one task and going on to the next one. Absolutely. That's a part of what ADHD is. You're all over the place. But one thing I do believe is there's treatment, there's therapy, and there's prayer. And if you put all of those things together, you can't tell me that you can't get it together. If you implement all of those things I just mentioned to you, you will come around. Now, it won't be easy, but you will be able to mentally see yourself in a better place. And once you can see yourself in a better place, those things start to manifest in your life. Okay, they automatically start to manifest. I used to say to myself, I'm going to make a certain amount of money by a certain amount of time. But I had to realize that in order for it to happen, I had to change the way I was moving. I had to change the way I was presenting myself. I had to change my surroundings. I had to change relationships. I had to change conversations that I was having in order for me to make room for the overflow. I am living in the overflow right now. The Lord has filled my cup and I'm living in the overflow because I made those sacrifices. Even though they hurt, even though I was uncomfortable, even though I was unsure of even if I when I was unsure if it would even work out. I still stepped out on faith because I knew that I had to be in a better place mentally for me to get where I was trying to go. And every time I may slide backwards a little bit, the Lord pulls me and he tugs at me and he says, daughter, you going in the wrong direction. It's almost like with your kids. Matter of fact, I'll give you a prime example, a cat. You know, when cats have kittens and the kitten is going away from the litter or going off in the wrong direction, what does the mama cat do? The mama cat comes and pulls the cat up like this, picks it up and puts it back in the direction where it's supposed to be. Sometimes you need God to just yoke you up like that and put you back on track. And don't be kicking and screaming. Be okay with the fact that you were actually going in the wrong way and that it was contrary to what it was you asked God to do in your life. You got to be okay with letting people go. You got to be okay with being talked about after you let them people go. Come on, somebody. You got to be okay with changing your perspective and changing your conversations. And you got to be okay with the fact that people will bring up your past. But let me tell you something. Without a past, you won't have a future. Without the mistakes that you've made, you wouldn't be able to do what is right. Without the encounters that you had with the people that you had it with, or the situations or the places that you went, you wouldn't be able to grow and be who you are supposed to be right now. So if you are so consumed with being uncomfortable with change, you're never going to get anywhere. If you're a person that stays the way they are to please other people because you don't want to be disliked, you ain't gonna never get nowhere. You have to get to the point where you're okay with being pruned. Do you know what being pruned is? Pruned means you're being picked apart. Those things that are not good are being cut off one by one. And it hurts. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. Purging does not feel good. Detoxing does not feel good. Now, do you feel good afterwards? Absolutely. But in the midst of it, you're not going to feel good. So if you're looking for a all the time situation where you're going to feel good all the time, okay? You're not going to always feel good. You're not. You're not. Are they going to always feel good about your decisions? No, they're not. But are you living your life for you, or are you living it for them? Because when it's time to leave here and your contract is up, okay, and God says it's time to exit the building, you don't have no time to get it right. You don't have no time to turn it around. You don't. You don't have no time for that. You don't have no time for woulda, coulda, shouldas. You don't have no time for excuses. It's over. It's done. Your book has finished. The end. Every day I open my eyes up, I look around and I say, Lord, thank you for another day. Every day I get home safe and sound, and my children and my family, I know that everyone is home safe and sound. I say, Lord, thank you. I appreciate those small things because some people overlook them. You can't overlook things like that. Because let me tell you something, those things are not promised. It's not promised that you're going to get home safe. It's not promised that your kids is going to get home safe. But if you get your mind in the right place, you'll start thinking about what matters and stop consuming yourself with things that don't even matter. We are so consumed by things that don't really matter, and we are so consumed about things that is none of our business. It is none of my business what Susie, Sally, and Shirley are doing. It's none of my business. I used to be so consumed and like how other people was doing their content, what I thought should be done, what I thought shouldn't have been done, how other people was working and how I thought they should have been working at work and what work I thought they should have been doing, this, that, and the third. And I forgot to worry about my doggone self. And because I wasn't worried about my own self, because I wasn't standing on my own business, everything in my life was falling apart. Because I'm too busy pointing the finger instead of pointing the finger back at me and looking in the mirror and saying, what are you going to do to be great? Stop looking for other people's greatness and saying you can't find it. You can't find it because it's not for you to find. What's for you to find is yourself. Find out who you are, and then find out what pieces in your life are not in order. And then ask God to help you put them together. And when you ask God to make these changes and to put things together and get things in order, because that's another thing we need to understand. Stop talking about God all the time, because he operates in decency and order. And if you're not doing things decently and you're not doing things in order, please stop. Please stop. Stop. Just stop. Because he's not in those details. He's not in confusion. He's not an author of confusion. No, he's not in that. But if you have good intentions, not personal feelings and personal opinions and personal suggestions and personal ideas and what you think is right and wrong. You ever ask somebody a question where they'll give you ideas of why somebody did what they did or what they think somebody did, and then they'll be so self-righteous that they feel as though their idea and how they perceive it is the truth. They'll basically make somebody else's reality whatever it is that they think it is. And you know what type of person I am? I'm the person that goes and says, well, did they tell you that? Well, how did you figure that out? Did you see it happen? Did they tell you that's what it was? Well, how do you know? You just made that. Well, I can just tell because I know these things. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. The only way you know something that's of value is if God put it there. Anything that's good, God had to put it there. God put it there, okay? Because us on our own, we are like filthy rags. It's nothing that we can do good, because in the heart of man, it's wretched. Our hearts are wretched. On this earth, there's no thing good unless it comes from God. Nothing. So you're always going to be battling against good, bad, evil, holy. You're going to always be battling with something. So stop thinking of yourself as the be all end all and the judge of other people, and start worrying about yourself. What are you doing for yourself to get right up here so everything else around you comes together? I tell myself this every day. Let me tell you something. Nista gets on here and does Motivation Monday, but I just don't do it for y'all. I do it for me too. I have been cash stuffing. And when I first started, it didn't make no sense to so many people. And I had to realize that in order for me to, God, first of all, God told me this is what I need to do. That's number one. God told me this is what I need to do because the other ways did not work for me. And he also said that continuing to do the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is insanity. It's just insane. Nothing different is going to happen because you continue to take the same path and you take the same luggage and you take the same people with you and you have the same conversations and you expect something different to come from that. No, he said it's time to isolate. He said it's time to isolate and it's time to concentrate. And ever since I just locked in, I don't have any, how can I put this? I don't have any emotional ties to anybody within this cash stuffing thing that I do. I have acquaintances and people that I've been learning from online, and we collab and do things that enrich one another. But I don't have any personal attachments. Why? Because I am in a place right now where I'm working on myself. I'm working on myself. And let me tell you something good about working on yourself. When you are genuinely working on yourself, you want to isolate. You want to know why? Because you don't want to bring harm to other people either. See, people don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about accepting accountability for bringing negative energy or negative thoughts or negative opinions or negative ideas into other people's lives. You only want to talk about what's been afflicted unto you, but you don't want to talk about the parts that you've played in other people's lives. And you don't want to accept accountability for the fact that you talking bad, treating them bad, casting judgment upon them, doing the things behind their back, has put them in a place of depression, has put them in a place of hopelessness, has put them in a place of not even wanting to live. You have to accept accountability for what you put out in this earth as well. And a lot of people don't want to accept accountability. You need to accept accountability of when a person decides that they want to get up and lose weight, but you want to do things and say things to them to deter them from getting up and going exercising every day. You're accountable for that. You're accountable for telling someone they're wasting time on a dream that they know they are destined to do. You're accountable for that because you have now come upon this person in a place where they are feeling victorious and they feel alive, and you have come like gloom and doom with this dark cloud hovering over them because misery loves company. Misery loves company. Nobody, it takes a whole lot of gall. And it takes a whole lot of a woman and a whole lot of man to decide to be miserable by themselves. Are you man enough and woman enough to be miserable by yourself? Huh? For real. That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering. Because I had to sit and be miserable by myself a many a days so I can get it right. Because God had told me, he said, if you continue to be the way you are, knowing that you have influence, God bless me with the ability to speak freely. It's a gift. God blessed me with the gift of transparency. See, everybody doesn't have it. And when you overlook the gifts that God gives you, you don't even realize the gift you have. You think you're walking around here and you have no purpose on this earth and you don't have gifts or you don't have things that are a blessing to other people. But that's because you're sadly mistaken and your head is not in the right place. I know that transparency is one of my gifts. I know my boldness is one of my gifts. I know that accountability is one of my gifts. I know being able to accept accountability and not being fearful of the repercussions is one of my gifts. That is a gift. That is not something that I just acquired, but it was something that was given to me over time because I asked God to help me with situations. And the only way he can help me with certain situations that I kept going through, he gifted me with those abilities in order to get through them. In order to get through being fearful of not being liked, God gave me the gift of boldness. In order to get over the fear of inadequacy, God gave me the spirit of boldness. Okay? In order to not be fearful of judgment and just going in a corner and crying and hiding, God gave me the gift of transparency. Okay? In order to not be afraid of being teased and bullied and cast away and set aside and treated like I was nothing, God gave me the gift of confidence. He gave me gifts that I am able to stand on today, and that's why I am able to cry but keep fighting. I'm able to get the wind knocked out of me and still get up and keep swinging. I am able to still get up every day because though he slay me, yet will I trust him. That means even though the fiery darts are continuously coming my way and it feels like the Lord is not blocking them, he actually gave me the tools necessary to block them myself. He gave me the tools. He gifted me certain things. He gifted me with these things so I can be able to navigate through this thing called life until he calls me home. So today I get on here. Hello, how are you, Creole King? Let me tell you something. I'm on here because God told me to get on here. I don't feel like being on here. I don't. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was gonna come home, take my clothes off, go get in the bed, and lay there until I fell asleep, scroll through YouTube, maybe put up a couple shorts and say, oh, that's enough. I got some shorts up there, and keep on going. I wasn't going to cook. I wasn't going to do anything because my flesh is weak, but the spirit is strong. And that's what I want to get across to people. It is not easy saving money. It's not easy getting up every day and sometimes washing your butt. It's not easy getting up and talking to people at work that stabbing you in the back and talking about you like a dog and you just want to bop them upside the head, but you can't because that's not what God has for you, and you're not trying to forfeit everything that you done went through hell to get. I'm not trying to forfeit it because the word of God says obedience is better than sacrifice. And I've sacrificed enough. And I got a little taste of disobedience when I was away on my cruise, and I had to sacrifice. God put me right back in my place, because when I came home, the screen door was flying back and forth. The toilet broke in the back. Water was all coming down, about to flow into my brand new kitchen. Obedience is better than sacrifice. If I had not been obedient at some time and point, I would not been able to go and pull money from a place that I never saved money before. I never saved money before because I was too busy chasing a dopamine rush. I was too busy looking for a good conversation, looking for a good time, looking for the get along gang. You know what I'm saying? Because I had got to a point where I talk about to y'all sometimes, and if you know me, if you're an OG to the channel, you know my kids became of age, and I had put myself 100% into being a mom. But when my kids became of age, and I had raised them to be independent, and they started living within what I taught them, I felt useless. I felt, what is there else for me to do? So I started trying to dibble and dabble in certain things that really wasn't for me. But I thank God for doing it. I don't regret nothing, and I don't take nothing back. You see what I'm saying? I don't take nothing back, because I wouldn't be where I am right now. I wouldn't be sure of myself right now. I have anxiety some days that feels crippling, but I keep moving. I keep moving. Yes, I do. Because I know that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of stronghold. Don't get me started. Yes, I return God's word right back to him, because that's what he said you're supposed to do. You know, I know that I'm not battling against flesh and blood. Don't get me started. I know that I have to be around like-minded people. I understand now. I'm not going to go to the dark with you. You better come to the light with me. I'm not making excuses for other people no more. I'm not making excuses for why I may feel sorry for you, for why I may still be around. I'm not. Your foolishness is not my foolishness. Your ways are not my ways, and they definitely not God's ways. So I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting my money. I'm not wasting my peace. Because the peace that I have, passive all understanding, and it comes from God. It doesn't come from man. It doesn't come from man. Man has no way of quenching the thirst that I have. When I say I'm thirsty, I'm thirsty. Okay? I'm thirsty. Look up thirsty in the Bible. It talks about thirst. The only way that you can quench your thirst is through the word of God. God is the only thing that could. I am thirsty. The only thing that can strengthen me is God, because I'm weak. I'm weak. You look at me and you admire me, but you don't even realize that you admire the God in me. You don't admire Nista. I'm a mess on any given day. I'm a mess on any given day. I'm trying to tell you. Any given day, if I decide to skip out on what Jesus has for me, I will be cussing somebody out, slapping them upside the head, and doing a whole lot of stuff that will be a sacrifice that I can't afford to pay. I fear God more than I fear man. Whatever I do, I try to do it to the glory of him. And I don't always meet the mark. I don't. And I don't always get it right. But I tell y'all, I am trying my best. I am trying so hard. I am trying so hard not to get discouraged. I am trying so hard to stay faithful. I am trying so hard to stay on track. And I notice the more you push to stay on track, and the more you press to do what it is that's right, you have to isolate yourself. You have to. You have to set boundaries. You have to draw a line in the sand. You have to. Because if you don't draw that line in the sand and you don't set boundaries, you're never going to make it. Because you're going to keep getting distracted. You're going to keep getting distracted. And then every time you get distracted, you're going to feel like, what's the point? You ever get to the point where you be like, I keep trying, ain't nothing happen, ain't nothing coming out of this, it ain't working out, I don't see no change, I don't see no different, I'm still going through. Well, that's because you don't believe. Only thing you said was that I keep trying, I keep pushing, everything I'm doing is not I. Well, did you ever try to do it in God's strength and not in your own? I myself, I'm not strong enough for a lot of things, but my Father is capable of doing all things, okay? And because of that, I'm blessed. I'm blessed in the city, I'm blessed in the field, I'm blessed when I come and when I go, okay? Seriously, you have to get it together up here. Get it together up here. Put all the pieces of the puzzle together and pray. And ask God to help you see clear. Because I know a lot of times we're so pompous. We're so pompous that we think we know it all and we figured it out. And it can't get no better than what we already doing. And we know what we're doing. And we got the right ideas. And we got all the answers. And who are you to tell me anything? And what you're saying, that's not valid. Or that has no substance. Or, please, I've heard that before. You're not telling me something that I don't already know. Or I looked that up for myself. Or, we just get so grandiose. You're not that good. You're not. You're not. Because if you were, you would have arrived already. And none of us have arrived. All of us are still trying to find our way. All of us are waking up every day wondering what the day is going to bring. If you were that grand, and if you could see that far into the future and you were that smart, then you would have your life on track in such a way that you would be the greatest of great. You would be rich and famous. You would be all knowing and all powerful. But you're not. You get up every day and try to figure out how you're going to start your day. Where you're going to get your energy from. What you're going to put on. Where you're going to go, if you're going to make it on time, what time you should leave, what kind of clothes you should wear because you don't know what the weather is, how much money you got, and whatever money you got, how far is that money going to take you? You got a whole bunch of questions in the morning, but can't nobody tell you nothing. Can't nobody tell you nothing, but you know it all. You got a whole bunch of questions. Those are questions. If you don't know it or not, they are. When you wake up and you trying to figure out X, Y, and Z, those are questions. I thought you knew it all. I thought you had it all under control. I thought you was a pro at this. I thought you was the Dalai Lama of this. No, you're not. Go sit down somewhere and ask God to help you. Pray for godly wisdom, not earthly wisdom. Pray for godly wisdom. Godly wisdom will get you further. I promise you. Godly wisdom will get you into doors that you could not ever open. Godly wisdom will get you in rooms with people that you would have never met in your lifetime. Godly wisdom will get you the kind of money that you never even thought existed. Godly wisdom will put you in a house that you never thought you would be in. Godly wisdom will get you off of those drugs that you feel like you're going to take for the rest of your life. Godly wisdom will get your lips from around that bottle that you feel like you got to have every day. Godly wisdom will stop you from lying all the time because you just don't know how to tell the truth. Godly wisdom will help you curb them eating habits even though you ain't hungry. You just want something to eat to curb the pain that you're dealing with. Godly wisdom will gear you in the right direction to be around the people that are going to bring light into your life. Godly wisdom is what you need to survive. Now, if you are trying to die, then continue on the path that you're going. But if you're trying to live today, then I need you to know that you need to pray for godly wisdom. If you are trying to have increase in your life, you need to pray for godly wisdom. The wisdom of God is the only thing that brings life to every situation that we encounter. And I know some people don't believe that, but I am sorry, and I am here to tell you that it is the truth. And the truth shall set you free. And if you want to be free, then you need to believe the truth, because I am a living testament of it. And there's many of my brothers and sisters that are living testaments of it too. They may not want to tell you it, but I am here freely able to tell you without worrying about any judgment being cast upon me, because I know that the ultimate judge is my Father, which is in heaven. He sits high and he looks low. Okay? He's in the details of my life and he cares about everything that concerns me. And when I cry, he counts every last one of my tears. He's my comforter. Okay? He's my keeper. He's my provider. He's my closest friend. And he is all that I need. So listen, guys, this is your Motivation Monday. If you are not a Nista member, please consider becoming a Nista member. The link has been dropped in the chat. But if you have not looked at the link or you don't see the link in the chat, it is on my YouTube page. You'll see videos, playlists, you'll see membership, you'll see shop. Become a member because it helps me to grow my channel and it helps me to be a blessing to every one of you that watch me. I want to encourage people to save not just their money, but to save your mind. I want to encourage people to save their lives. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. Whether the numbers are high or the numbers are low, whether I'm tired, sleepy, depressed, stressed, I'm going to continue to do what it is that God would have me to do. Sometimes I might not be on time, but what they say, when the Lord comes, he may not come when you want him, but he's always on time. And I'm just going to make sure that I am obedient because I cannot afford to sacrifice any more of my scruples. I can't. Because some days I feel like I'm not going to be able to recoup. But then I realize that his strength is my strength. Because on my own, I can't do nothing. So I love each and every one of you. Stay tuned. The best is yet to come. Stay encouraged. Keep fighting for your life. Whatever it is that you want to improve in your life and whatever it is you want to do with your life, I say keep fighting because you are worth it. You really are. But take accountability for your actions and take accountability for the things that you put out here that are dark. Okay? Realize that we all have the capability of putting out light and we all have the capability of putting out things that are dark. Be mindful that if you put out darkness, darkness will consume you as well. Because everything you reap, you sow. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.